We talk about how your eating disorder developed and is maintained, and that is a big statement, and it's different for everyone. And one of the things that people first start doing is they start noticing the scale and measuring their value by the scale, which is, as you know, I think is an incredibly ridiculous way to measure ourselves. It's more important to measure ourselves by our achievements and how we treat other people, and I know that's more your value too. But somehow as life got out of control and people teased us about our weight, we tried to get in control and slim down. That's usually how almost every eating disorder started. And then some people started slimming down and couldn't stop, and they got more and more compliments. So, you know, that's kind of how that gets started, is almost always with dieting. So you know, dieting is absolutely, diets are a 4-letter word, and they don't work. They make this disease process work. The most successful diets, which is one of them, is Weight Watchers. Sorry, Oprah, I'm disappointed in you. The average weight loss is 6 pounds a year, but people regain their weight within a year, plus 5 pounds more. So just a little reminder that diets are very toxic and not something we should ever do. So, but people, you know, talk to me about calories. Well, I'm worried about calories. Well, let's talk about calories. You know, I have a degree in nutritional sciences, so I am qualified to talk about this. Not that I think you need a degree to kind of get this construct, but calories are very important. Just sitting here, if I were to do nothing but sit in this chair all day or lay down on the couch like Lulu's doing, I'd burn about 1,400 calories, and so would you. More if you're bigger and younger, because the calories go just to keep our heart beating, our liver functioning, our kidneys working, our brain. The brain takes a tremendous amount of calories. Kids, if you're in school or studying, college kids, takes a lot of calories. Your brain demands a lot. So if you think you haven't exercised all day, but you've been studying, it takes a lot of calories to do that. So that's kind of where the calories go. They go to all your body systems. The other thing people don't think about food is they don't think about food as more than calories. You know, food has got, you know, structures in it. It's got B12, vitamins in food, minerals, nutrients, fiber, all kinds of things that we need to keep our system going. So that's kind of where the calories go. But as you were developing your eating disorder, before you even showed up as an eating disorder, you were hearing external messages from the world, external messages about how you're supposed to look, how you're supposed to eat, how ladies eat, how gentlemen eat, and how if you're a gay man in that environment, how you're supposed to look. Tremendous amount of pressure. And that again develops some toxic shame that people walk around with about their bodies. So you have all these external voices about how we're supposed to look and how we're supposed to be. And then we take them and we internalize those voices. And I don't need somebody else telling me, perhaps my father telling me that I'm fat or why I'm eating fat pills again. Instead, I've done that to myself now, and I do a very nice job of shaming myself. You are all very familiar with that, I know. So that's how our eating disorder develops, is not just the external voices become internalized and toxic shame develops. Any disease process is worsened by stress or elicited from stress. So we can be doing pretty well with our eating disorder behaviors, pretty in control of them, and then a stressful situation comes. I have to watch myself in stressful situations and be careful that I'm taking better care of myself during that time so I don't relapse into restrictive behaviors or binge behaviors, depending on what part of my eating disorder I left off at. A family of origin, family of origins typically have problems with patients with eating disorders. Oftentimes, mom or dad or grandma had an eating disorder. Not diagnosed as an eating disorder, but when patients tell me about how their parents eat, things their parents say about their body, clearly they have disordered body image, disordered concepts about food and relationship with food. And oftentimes there's substance abuse and there's somebody living in addiction in the family of origin. And the eating disorder is a way to manage living in a family with addiction. So it kind of, in a sense, is serving a purpose. Unfortunately, the purpose is very unhealthy. And last but not least is, what did you see? What did you see your parents do? What did you see your sibling do? I'll never forget my sister, my oldest sister, bringing Tab. Most of you younger people won't know what that is, but sugar-free cola home, and how we're supposed to look. I grew up in the era of Twiggy, and what kids today are growing up in, the teen girls specifically, are constant selfies, and guys feel like they have to have ripped abs. So we see all this through social media. So notice what you're paying attention to as make sure that as you're role modeling to your children, what kind of things are you saying? What are you looking at on social media? We really need to this is an opportunity to take our brains and direct our brains where we want them to be, what we want to look at and focus on. So I hope most of all that you'll focus on being kind to yourself and being gentle with yourself. The world is a harsh place, and we can do it, and we can get through life, and we can help other people, but we've got to help ourselves first. So I hope you spend today being kind to yourself, and see if you can put down some messages or use your journal and journal some messages to yourself that are kind. Or, we love our gratitude list. Gratitude lists are a great way to help yourself recover. Have a good day.